Mega money in the metaverse. We're going to talk about what is an NFT. It's confusing to me.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Good
Natalie
morning.
Patterson, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you this fine morning?
Good. We've Nat. For everyone who doesn't know, Nat's a big part of the media agency, and she's given herself the job of finding out, exploring, explaining, researching, getting to the bottom of NFTs for property and stuff in the metaverse.
Oh, at least attempting to. It's a big topic, and I feel like we need a whole research team to actually get to the bottom of it.
And don't shoot us if we're wrong today, guys. We're just trying to help and find out how this is going to be changing our property world. And we're certainly not experts on this.
No, I think far from it. But yeah, the reason I thought this topic would be so interesting is the other day I was reading on realestate.com that this real estate agent in the Central Coast actually listed a $9 million waterfront property with an NFT included in the listing. And we're slowly seeing NFTs come into the real estate industry. And yeah, it's something we haven't really seen before. So I thought it'd be a cool topic to sort of dive into.
And you know what, Natalie? It's not going away. It's not going away. And as much as you may be trying to ignore it, I've been trying to ignore it, this thing's here. And it's here to stay. So it's best we embrace it, we understand it, and we get on with it.
Exactly. Well, like as we were saying before off air, like 4.6% of Australians now own NFTs, which even though it sounds like a small number, it's quite big actually. Like, and that's just for NFTs, not cryptocurrency. That's just exclusively non-fungible tokens.
So that's one out of, if my maths is all right, 1 out of 20 Australians owns an NFT as we speak.
Crazy.
That's nuts.
It's insane.
That's
And
nuts.
it's something, I feel like there's not much common knowledge around what an NFT is. I only found out recently what an NFT actually is.
Yeah, right. Now, we were just off there practicing a little bit and sort of talking about the topic, and something that you and I were saying was, I guess as an old-fashioned guy, I guess as someone in their 40s, not old-fashioned, someone in their 40s, I sort of compared it to a hologram that was authenticated because it was a hologram. You know, when you buy something, you get the hologram on the back of it to authenticate it, all the different colours. But it has a lot more depth than that. It has a lot more content. It's a lot richer than that.
Yeah, so combining the hologram analogy, I was saying it's sort of like a Pokemon card. So for people who don't know, NFT stands for non-fungible tokens, and they're a form of cryptocurrency.
Sorry, say that again,
non-fungible tokens. It's
fungible.
A bit of a fungible, so they can't be like copied pretty much. It's a collectible piece of art a lot of the time. It's a digital artwork. But it's also people are starting to pay for properties with NFTs because it's a collectible that sort of goes up predicted to go up in value.
Okay. And that prediction of it going up in value, I guess, it doesn't depend on the currency.
It does, yeah. So I found that in the US, virtual real estate, which I think we'll tackle in a second, it's got sales topping 500 million US dollars, and that figure is predicted to double in 2022.
Wow.
According to the ABC. So it's pretty insane. Like, there's a larger market in the US for virtual real estate currently, especially with Snoop Dogg, who's invented his own metaverse of real estate. But yeah, in Australia, it's still in the still in the early days.
So I guess it's also what is not the real estate, but what is it that actually you're authenticating is important to whether it's going to be worth something. So I'd imagine Snoop's got a bit of a following, and I'd imagine whatever he puts down as an NFT will be a collectible. So I guess it's not it's almost like an authentication of something digital. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, and Nat or anyone on air, but like a band, like a football team, if you were to do something really cool, one-off and authentic in the digital world and put it on NFT, someone can buy that.
Yeah, and it's something like, for example, I think in the Academy Awards last year, there was an NFT that went out of Chadwick Boseman after he died, and that was put to auction, and I think it got sold for some, I think $3 million, correct me if I'm wrong, but that in itself, it was a 3D piece of art, so that one couldn't be replicated just by taking a screenshot or anything like that. But as you were saying, it's completely unique, and especially that like celebrity factor, I think, plays a big role. So Snoop Dogg, he's invented his own Snoopverse, is what he's called it. That's not my title for it. But yeah, so someone's bought a plot of land next door to Snoop Dogg for $450,000 US. And he's selling plots for exclusive passes for just under $6,000, and that gives them private access to Snoop Dogg concerts in this virtual world.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's crazy. And yeah, the Metaverse, it's sort of like Minecraft, and I know that analogy makes it sound like it's just like a video game, but in a way it sort of is. Like, as we're seeing, like after COVID last year, everyone's on Zoom, everyone's online. These virtual worlds aren't something that are going to go away, and a lot of people enjoy being in these virtual worlds. Like a woman in Perth, she just paid $1,000 for a property that she takes Zoom calls in now because it's just something a bit more interesting. It's all virtual, but she'll invite clients to come join her in her online property.
Because I know Lisa did a real estate course internationally, and all of the speakers were in a different room, and people could come and go out of those rooms digitally to sit in Lisa's course and listen to Lisa talk.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it's like Total Recall. Like, just talking about this, it just doesn't sound real.
Yeah, so you could literally stand up, walk out of the room, and of one speaker into the foyer and into Lisa's room and listen to her speak.
Oh my gosh. It's a very similar concept to this virtual real estate that we're talking about today. And as you were saying, like, Facebook has gotten onto this trend as well. They've got their Metaverse starting, and that's just going to skyrocket. Like, I think in the US, it's already like, it's going up because people are selling like designated parcels of space in these virtual real estate environments.
Yeah, crazy. Chris, we've got a question in that. Answer that one.
Funny you say that. There is a man in, I think, the Netherlands. So he's made a virtual world from scratch, and he's currently selling 16,000 plots of land with a total value, I think, of 8 million Australian dollars. And he has a team of 17 agents that are specifically virtual real estate agents that are responsible for trying to sell these like plots of land to people. And I think that's another factor. It's happening. There are virtual real estate agents. If you look up virtual real estate, there are agencies specifically to get you virtual real estate. And I think another interesting factor about this is there's no geographical limitations. I can just go and buy a property in the Netherlands and I can have access to it immediately because it's all online. It's virtual. And
it seems like a bit like crypto. It's authenticated. it seems like it's that blockchain or whatever thing they use that you don't seem to have to worry about buying an NFT. It's not, or you can't seem to get stolen or replicated due to the way it's authenticated through blockchain or whatever it is. So and that's been around a couple of years now, tested for a couple of years now. It seems a bit bulletproof.
Yeah, well, that's one of the big things about NFTs that, like, one of the big positives is that they're easily traceable, and there are secure, like, records of ownership. So it's not like, well, if we're talking about, like, traditional swapping of, like, shares or something. Oh, God, look at my brain going. But there's no paper trail. Like, it's all there, and you know who's owned it, like, who currently has it, and you have access to the information whenever you need it. But yeah, I think it's really interesting. Like, while we're talking about the positives, there are the negatives, that it's an emerging form of currency. A lot of people don't know what's happening with it, but at the same time, the biggest counter argument is that anything you invest in, there's always going to be that risk in it, and it's balancing that risk and the reward. But
now, before we go, there's lots of other points in research. Can you just blast through those things that you had? You did a lot of work on this.
Yeah, so we went through that 4.6 Australians own an NFT, and there are 7.1% planning to buy an NFT. So, and this real estate agency in the Central Coast that included an NFT in their listing, a lot of people are theorizing that the reason that that's probably going to be really successful is because it's the first of its kind. So in the future, if you see like 100 real estate agencies putting NFTs, it might actually not go anywhere because it's losing that excitement factor. So there's something to think about. Yeah, and NFT. Oh, one thing about NFTs as well is that there is currently very limited or no regulation around it. And the idea of NFT mortgages is something that's still in development. So actually paying for something with an NFT as a mortgage, but then it's a bit weird because you don't know if it's going to go up, you don't know if it's going to go down.
Yeah.
What else? I had, the Snoop Dogg and the Snoopverse. That's just so funny. Imagine being next door neighbors to Snoop Dogg in a digital reality.
Talking to him.
Oh my gosh, because you can create digital avatars as well. You can like live in a completely different world. But yeah, so NFTs, I think they're risky, but it's I feel like everything with cryptocurrency is risky at the moment. Like it's really new, and it's a really hard technology to wrap your head around. Even I've done university assignments about NFTs, and still I could not tell you. I could not really summarize it in one sentence.
Amazing. Cryptocurrency is the same though, so people are starting to get it.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I found that a lot of people my age as well. I had a lot of like people in my year from high school and like at uni who are now exclusively working in crypto. It's pretty insane. Like, it's all these young people that are really, like, I shouldn't say young people, all these Generation Z people who are really good with technology and really interested in, like, where it's going to go, that are the ones investing the most in these forms of currency. So it's really interesting. And I don't know, might see a Novak NFT soon. Novak T. No.
Yeah, well, Legend, thank you so much. Everyone out there, I hope we helped you on NFTs, particularly when it comes to property. And I think that's a wrap.
Yeah, I think it's a big topic to tackle. So I'm sure there'll be more talks about this again in the future. Who knows? It might be in an actual virtual property one day with Snoop Dogg.
Might be part of what we sell and resell.
Insane.
Nat, thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, take care, everyone. Thanks, Nat. Cheers. Bye.